So this is where I don't understand the purpose of the question. It's
Yeah.
like it's not a therapy session. I want to know what you guys are offering and how you're offering it, and I want to see if I want to move on or not. So I gave you, like, I want money. I explained to you how I want it. Why is it so important for you to understand how long I've wanted this? Like, are you trying to get into a psychological rhythm to try to close the most, or like what is it? I work in sales operations, and you guys contacted me through 3 different people, and you were calling me really late. You were calling me really early. You were messaging me all the time. So just like from the get-go, I really hated how you guys were contacting me. Like, I was already aligned with Leo's message. I already watched the videos. I already wanted to book the meeting, but then you guys were just bombarding me all the time, and I don't have the time to like talk to 3 different people at different hours out of nowhere. So just before we get into it, like, just take that as feedback. That just wasn't so cool. So I didn't talk to Kate, no, or Kat.
Thanks for the feedback. I can pass it on. Overall, you saw those resources though, right?
I saw a 2-hour video from Leo. I watched most videos on the website. There was a document you guys shared, but I didn't have the time to go through that. But I'm very aware of the process.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, from what you saw though, like, what was most helpful?
Just understanding using AI automation to script, create videos, find an editor, and start like publishing longer form content, 45 minutes, 1 hour, more regularly. Finding a niche, like, just showed me that it's very possible to do this, and it's something I'd like to do.
When you say something you like to do, like, what are you even looking to achieve personally through potentially getting into YouTube automation?
It's a 15, 20K plus income, and share messages that I care about sharing. So yeah,
sounds like you thought that number before. Like, why 15K?
Just seems right about now.
Yeah, I mean, you're doing sales operations now, right? And how long have you been doing that for?
At the startup since October last year.
Right. For you, like, aside from the obvious of just making more money, because people just want to make more money, like, nobody's going to say no. Like, why even bother scaling to 15K or 20K a month in the first place, given what you're doing in sales operations?
I don't follow the question.
No worries. Why even bother scaling to 15, 20K a month?
I just want to live a better life, man. It's nothing crazier than that. I know that I can be doing much better things. I just need more cash and assets. Like using this as a media business to generate money would be something that amplifies a lot of other things in my life.
Yeah. When you say better life as well, like, what do you need to? It's different for everyone, right? A better life is different based on you as a person. So, like, what do you need to see around you personally for you to have the better life that you're looking for?
Just the freedom of going wherever I want, having bigger apartments, getting a dog, being able to afford the dog, like things like that. Is that the kind of answer you're looking for? Like, I don't understand.
By the way, don't give me an answer.
I'm not giving answers, but it's interesting for me that, like, we started talking and it's immediately just asking me about my motivation. I'm here, man, and I'm talking. I don't understand these kinds of questions so much. Especially when I already think I answered it. Like, it's important for me to live a better life. So I don't want to come off as too aggressive. It's just I understand sales processes.
Don't worry. Yeah. When you say you understand sales processes, right? Like, I know going through this, like, you have experience in sales operations, you know how it works, right? When it comes to, like, the operations that you build out, like, as well as getting context for the people that you work with, for your job, how does it benefit your clients to come through what you do, for you to get context and for you to ask questions in your operations? I mean, because if you're asking, like, I don't understand why if you're saying you don't understand why I'm asking these questions, at the end of the day, super cheesy, right? But, if you go to a doctor and you're looking for help with, your health, and you're struggling with something specific, if the doctor doesn't even understand, what you're struggling with or what you want, how would they give you the right bit of medicine for you? Right, they can't. And at the end of the day, right, like, if they give you the wrong medicine, then what can that do to you?
Yeah, it could kill you.
Right. So at the end of the day, like, whether you do this or not, it affects, like, me and Leo very little. Of course it affects us, and I'm going to sit here and bullshit and say that it doesn't affect us, right? Of course it does. But the difference it can have in your life is so much greater. And personally, I just love seeing, people seeing results that come through this. So overall, like, would you want me to just give you, like, just a generic pill that might not serve you? Or do you want me to actually understand where you're at to see how we can help?
It's nice for you guys to understand where I'm at, but, like, my experience with most sales funnels with people that have a system that they want to sell you, at the end of the day, they're just going to ask all of these questions to qualify if you're the kind of person they want to work with, but then they're just going to offer you the same thing anyways. So I understand where you're coming from of wanting to provide the right kind of service, but at the end of the day, you guys are going to be providing the, like, bi-weekly coaching, you're going to be providing the community, you're going to be providing, like, whatever information about the niches and everything. It's going to be the same service, no?
Yeah. Overall, it's similar services. At the end of the day, though, when it comes to the one-on-one coaching, which is what is a huge part of it, right? Like, if I can't pass on information to the coaches about how you learn, what you want, what you're struggling with, how we can help you specifically, then how can we serve you at the highest level? That's our intention, right? And yes, you're right. You're not naive. It's going to look similar. When it comes to it being exactly the same, coaching, how is one-on-one coaching beneficial if we don't understand you one-on-one? Are you open and, are you willing to be open about where you're at now to see how we can help you, if we even can?
Yeah, let's go.
So, like, be real with me. Like, and you know what's coming, right? I'm not here to twist you in a knot, right? If the best thing for you isn't to do this, then don't do this. Right? I care about the best decision for you. I'm not here to twist you into a knot, right? When you say better life, you want to be able to do the things you want to be doing, right? Like, so we can help you live a better life, whether you do this or not. Why do you feel like you're not living the life that you could be living right now, or the best life you're living?
It's just, I don't have a sustainable source of income that's at the level that I'm happy with. That's just really it. Like I was messaging Leo on Instagram. I told him like I wrote, I would say 80% or 90% of a book. And it's just that I know that once I finish it, I don't have the money to be advertising it. I don't have the money to be pushing it and getting influencers to tell people about it. And if I write it, no one, like, it's just going to be there and no one's going to read it. I don't even like, I got my experience is more in creative writing and this job in sales operations. I don't have the marketing experience to just push it. I don't have, people don't know me. So having a channel with 300K subscribers, Leo just has that example, like having a channel with millions of people watching a video or not, then I can start selling digital products that are based off of these books. So just like for me, it's like I have all of these assets actually sitting of guides, of books, of things that I've written, but I haven't been able to make them available because I don't have an audience. And having a faceless audience would be just something that exponentially explodes my net worth, my income. And then I can keep using that to generate more and more income. So like what this aligns with me for many reasons. It's like, one, I understand you guys do the niche selection first, and that's like one of the most important parts. Leo keeps mentioning again and again. That's so important. But for me, it's if I'm doing something where I'm sharing messages I care about and doing them in a format that's sustainable and long form and quick, having people really see these things and go through them and be able to also sell them things that could potentially make them better. It just aligns with a lot of the things that I care about. You know, so that's in a nutshell like why I feel very positive about this. Makes perfect sense. How long have you wanted to put together an income that can give you 15, 20K a month, give you that life you want to be living? So of course, like maybe most people, I've always wanted money, but it was just around two months ago where it was just very clear for me. I want to get to that number. And then when I was on Instagram and I saw Leo's post and went into his things more, it just became like, oh, this is actually very realistic, very clear. It's like something I can execute on without like overthinking it or thinking about it too much. And it just aligned. So I would say 2 months ago was when I decided on that number. Okay, when even before the 2 months though, like when you say you've always been wanting it, how long do you feel like you've always wanted it exactly? I've always wanted to have more money. Yeah. Your whole life? More or less. Yeah. How old are you now, by the way? I'm 29 now. I'm 22. So yeah, we're both in our 20s. And by the way, like I love working with young guys. You know, young guys, there's a common pattern, and maybe you know this in your own company, but the people who are older, who have like full-time jobs and are more entrenched into their full-time jobs, approach a business with far less commitment, more of a side hustle than, you know, actually really taking it seriously. And the younger guys, right, guys in their 20s or early 30s are much hungrier, right? And I'm not just saying that, it's just reality. Like if you're 50 years old and you've been working a job for like 30 years and you're entrenched into it, then you're not as committed. So by now, right, why do you feel like you haven't got the income and the better life you want to be living? And you've always wanted it. So this is where I don't understand the purpose of the question. It's like it's not a therapy session. I want to know what you guys are offering and how you're offering it, and I want to see if I want to move on or not. So I gave you, like, I want money. I explained to you how I want it. Why is it so important for you to understand how long I've wanted this? Like, are you trying to get into a psychological rhythm to try to close the most, or like what is it? And what's the by the way, like we're talking for an hour, and I don't know what you're going to take me through, and you're just asking me more and more questions to convince me of what I already want, and that's just like I'm not seeing value in that. So I don't know if we can kind of a comfortable feeling either way. Like I just want to know what the hell, you know, we can move on with or not. I get it. 100% understand. When you say you don't feel comfortable, if we're, you know, being brutally honest with ourselves, you know, for the person you want to be and the results you want to get, making 15, 20K a month, do you feel like that's going to be comfortable? If I can make more, I would like to make more. Yeah, like do you feel like the journey is going to be comfortable to get there? Oh, that's what you mean? I mean, from what I understand from the process, how Leo described it, it's work, but I don't see it as uncomfortable. I mean, when you say you don't see it as uncomfortable, of course you'll be comfortable when you get there, right? But the journey of going through the trials and tribulations in business, learning a new skill, going through that, patiently waiting to get monetized, testing and iterating different video titles, do you feel like that's going to be a comfortable journey? It's going to be trial and error. I think everyone's going to find that fun, actually. Yes, it's going to be fun, 100%. But like when you know, don't get monetized, or you've got to wait. I don't like this is going back into the same. Like everything I'm saying, you're taking back and asking me as a question. Well, I can't talk like this. I just can't talk like this. Well, it's fine. I'm not like this. You say it's fine, and you go back to talking like this. I'm not like this. You know. Are we? I don't know. I can't talk. Like it's not human. Since you're asking, can I tell you? It's a sales process. I understand sales processes. Can you talk to me like a human being, man? I am. Okay. How am I not? Because if you take what I say and just turn it into a question immediately. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Overall, the reason why I ask, since you are asking, the reason why I ask these questions. Yeah. Again, like initially, I understand exactly what you want, so we can create a game plan to get there together. Right. Yeah. That's why I wanted to ask at the start. Again, if we don't understand what's held you back from, you know, hitting the goals that you want and how long you've wanted them, yes, like to some extent, right, there's objection prevention in there. But at the end of the day, right, if we don't understand what's held you back from hitting your goals in the past, then how can we ever coach you through? Yeah, are you going to be the one that's coaching me? I'm part of the coaching team, right? Are you going to be the person that's going to be coaching me? Yeah, I mean, why would it make a difference if? Because then how is the person that I'm going to talk to going to benefit from? Then he's the person that's coaching me is the doctor. Then it's not you that's going to be the doctor, right? Yeah. So far in this conversation, I'm answering, and there's no value given back to my answers. There's no. You haven't given me a structure for the whole hour. You're asking everything I'm saying. You're turning back into a question for me to put me through a very specific sales process you've done. I don't know how many times a day. And I can't, I'm not like this as a person. I can't just sit down and go through it and be like, oh, okay, let me go through it. This is just, unless I see real value from me answering your questions, I'm not going to keep answering them. And so far I've answered 3 or 4, and then I tell you it's not making me comfortable. Then I answer 3 or 4, I'm telling you it's not making me feel comfortable. This is the 4th time this happens. So it's not about me being difficult. This is 20 minutes now, and you guys are like in the videos, Leo's just talking about speed, and I'm here doing this, and I got three people calling me at 10:30 p.m. while I'm in bed, and now you're just like, it's not a trust. It's not creating trust.
Yeah.
And if you turn this back into a question for me, man, I'm just gonna leave the call.
That's fine, honestly. Like, by the way, you know, it's all good. You know, we're not here to overstep boundaries, and we're genuinely here to help. And if you want to leave, that's completely fine. Obviously, it's up to you.
I'm here. It's like, just if I see you change the behavior,
then
it's fine.
The thing is, like, you know, I'm happy if you want to end the conversation. It's all good. Like, if you don't want our help, then you can, by all means, you know, work with somebody else. It's all good, brother.
I know.
Overall, though, like, for us to help you and serve you at the highest level, we would have to go through some conversation where we understand what's held you back in the past from hitting the goals, so we can help you through that, and I can guide you through that. And if you don't want to go through it, it's completely fine, brother. Genuinely, we can have a conversation.
Okay. Now you're sure. Let's go.
No worries. I wish you a really good day and have a good weekend.
No, you want to end this? I'm happy to continue.
Yeah. Like, if you don't want to go through like the process where we help you and we coach you through it.
Is it clear that now you're making it clear that, oh, you really want to understand why I haven't been making money? I'll tell you why I haven't been making money. I'm a Palestinian living in Germany. I had to work 10 years, like I had to study here, and I didn't have money. I had to find a job and start working, because if I'm not working, I get deported. So I had to always have a full-time job and work, and specifically what I studied, to always be here. And if I didn't, then I'd get deported from this country and I go back to Jordan. So I always had to be working jobs I didn't like so much, just because if I left them, I wouldn't stay in the country. So now I'm in a place where I'm stable. I have enough time to do something on the side, and I have the willingness, and I'm here to do it. And like I'm here, you know. And I can't give you another reason like what held me back beforehand. What held me back beforehand was life circumstances.
Yeah. Are you open to me asking questions about that? Because you don't have to be.
As long as I see value, I'm answering. If I see value, sure, I'll answer. But like, this is very personal stuff.
But yeah, I appreciate it. And by the way, you don't have to give me personal details. And you don't have to answer my questions. I don't want to hold a gun to your head to stay here. Nobody's held a gun to your head for you to jump on me.
Yeah, I want to go through. I don't want to just be. If I don't see value in answering, because in my head I'm almost 95% sure what's going to happen is you're going to give me a large number. You're going to say this is the offer. This is what you're going to get, and it's going to be the same whether or not I answer these questions or not. But it's just about taking me through it to increase my acceptance rate. And
it's a huge part of it, right? Of course, it's a huge part of it, right? It's our sales operations, and you run sales operations as well. At the end of the day, though, as well, like, you know, yeah, and I don't want to step over any toes. We're here to help as many people as possible, right? Like, I appreciate it's personal, 100%. It's just the reality is what has held us back, right, from, you know, finding the time to make a business work. I know we might have more time now. Are you open to me asking a question about that? Honestly, you don't have to be.
Yeah, let's say, Matt, I'll give you 10 to 15 minutes to ask me whatever you want. I'm just going to answer as transparently as possible. And if there's no value within 10 to 15 minutes, then we can end it.
It would take 10, 15 minutes anyway.
Okay.
Right. So we'll keep it chill and tell me to stop any time, and feel free to press the red button, brother. Overall, for you, I know you've gone through that with, you know, you being a refugee and like going through the 10 years. What held you back from, you know, how did that hold you back from starting a business, honestly, in your opinion?
It's just so much pressure. Well, it's if I wanted to start a business, knowing that I'm not able to register a business unless I'm already have a capital of 20. Like in Germany, you need a capital of 20 to 25,000 to start a proper business. You could start it as a solo entrepreneur, and I'm not allowed to do that as a technically immigrant. So having that pressure with a job is very mentally draining, and that takes a lot of energy.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Of course it does. So wait, for a YouTube automation business, would you actually need like 20K set aside to even set that?
No.
For an online business,
register it as a business, so it's fine.
Okay. For an online business in Germany, would you need 20K to have like it set up legally? An online business?
Like if you want to create a legal entity,
yeah,
you need to pay 20. Like you need to have a capital of 25,000 already. But this I would run it as a freelancer, which I can do. Like I believe it's legally possible. So
are there any other businesses like that you can start outside? There must be some other businesses outside of YouTube automation you can start for less than 20K just to get the company set up legally, right? Surely.
Probably. I have different ideas, but like nothing worked out.
And here's the thing with like, and I'll explain this, and this isn't even going to be a question. I just want you to leave with this because I feel like this could benefit you, right? Like in the typical discovery sales process, right? And this is what I learned through working with mentors myself, right? In the typical discovery sales process, the reason why you go through how long, what's held you back, is you check if the person internalizes or externalizes, right? Okay. So you basically see if they take responsibility or not, because in business, for you to actually help them and serve them through a coaching program, if they don't take responsibility for their business, it's so much less likely they're going to see results. And what we care about is your results and speed of results, right? And that's why, like in a discovery, it's not even just about, you know, put them through an objection handling process at the end. And that's part of it, right? But also, it's like you're building them into the identity and the mindset of a successful client. Because you know, if that person doesn't take full responsibility for their situation, their past situation, then how likely are they to actually like, you know, take responsibility in the future and see results in the program? Very unlikely. So what I view it and what I learned from my mentor is this is sales, yes, but the best people, the best closers treat like sales conversations as coaching sessions, right? Where you help and coach and you get on the same team as the prospect that you speak with, so you can coach them through what's held them back in the past. So the reason why I ask these questions is because I need to gut check whether you externalize or internalize. Because if you externalize, then it's likely you're going to externalize later. But the concern is, right, on the client fulfillment side of things, even after the sales operations, is if you continue to externalize, then even if you commit and even if you're ready to go, then it's going to be a case of like, oh, I blame this external circumstance why I can't see results. I blame YouTube. I blame the algorithm. I blame the business model. I blame luck. And if somebody's not found the time to make something work for a while and they say they're busy, then it's so likely they're going to come in and they're going to say, I don't have time to do this, don't have time to do this. And it massively lowers the results the client gets and massively lowers the standard of the business, right? So me and my job on the front lines is to, not just put someone in a knot, right? And say, what happens if it doesn't work? Blah, blah, blah. What happens if you don't do this? It's coaching you to turn into a successful client. Because if you're being honest with yourself, right? If you had the mindset to see success in business, then why would we have this conversation, right? Would we? We wouldn't. So like, brother, like I've not been in your situation for 10 years. So like, I have no right whatsoever to say like, you should have done this, you should have done that. But I'm just here to coach you through what you should or could have done. So at the end of the day, right? Like if we're being brutally honest with ourselves, right? Like there's some business models out there that you can start without 20K, right? In Germany, right? If you're being brutally honest. So, brother, your situation was tough. Like I live in like a really safe part of the UK and I've not gone through anywhere near what you've gone through. So like, I'm not here to say that, why didn't you start this business and blah, blah, blah. Like overall, do you feel like you genuinely could have found the time at some point in 10 years, 10, to make a business work, brother?
The last 10, I really don't think so. Yeah. And I didn't have the identity that you're talking about. I didn't have the personality. I didn't have the resources. So it seems like externalizing, but maybe it is. I think that's a nice way to look at it. But I do take a lot of responsibility for what I do. So, and how I do it. And I can tell you, I genuinely tried to become a better person in whatever way I could, but I never got to a point where this is the way to make money. Like I'm telling you, I wrote the book. I can, if I take 2 days to just finish it and upload it, I can do that. I just know that then I have to deal with the marketing strategy and fund it. And it's not going to grow my wealth right now the way that I want it to. I would rather grow my wealth and then use that money to get it out. So yeah.
If a close friend came to me, brother, I say brother, it's such a cliche. It's a bad habit of mine, by the way, that I call people brother. It's not very professional.
It's
overall though, like if a good friend came to me and they said that I've been looking to achieve something for 10 years and I haven't found the time to do it, and I genuinely feel like I couldn't have done it in 10 years. Like if a good friend said that to me, like, would I believe them? It's been 10 years, honestly. Like, I know something's changed now, my friend. But my concern would be like, if you come in and do this, even if you choose to, it's like, if it's held you back in the past, timing's held you back and you've not found the time, like it would hold you back in the future and you won't get the results you deserve, because I want you to see the results. So, do you feel like there's anyone in a worse situation than yours? A worse situation? Cliche discovery question, right? Coming. But was there anyone in a worse situation than you with less time than you, but they found the time over 10 years to make a business work?
For sure.
So if you're being real with yourself, right, like what actually held you back from finding the time? Coming from an extreme ownership perspective. Cliche discovery question.
Yeah, maybe I wasn't brave enough to put my ideas out there.
Here we go, right? So that's the objection that would come up at the end of the call, right? But it's not even just about objections now. It's about helping you see a new perspective. So when you say brave, right, I really appreciate the honesty, right? Like, I just want a real conversation, right? Like, you deserve the truth from us. We expect the truth from you. We can just be real with each other. And there's guys who've gone through, situations like yours who aren't willing to be open and honest. So I really acknowledge it, by the way. I really acknowledge it. So when you say you weren't brave enough, is it fair to say there's been a bit of fear?
Yeah.
Yeah. What exactly are you not brave enough to do specifically? That's going to come up.
To show the best ideas I have to the world without being afraid of sharing them.
Why does it? Sorry to interrupt. Say again.
No, it's like, yeah, if I'm honest enough, it's just about things not feeling enough. Like the book being 80-90% complete, it's always like, if I finish it, is it going to actually be good enough? And I think that's what then stops me, because I think that it's just not going to be as good as I would want it to be, even though it's done. I don't think I'll follow that same kind of mentality with the YouTube automation, because it's also faceless. A part of me then feels, sure, I can just do it. It doesn't have to be perfect. And just keep going through it again and again and again. But with the book, it's specifically something that's going to stay for forever, more or less, in my name. So the perfectionism in that is one thing that stops me from finishing.
No, again, I appreciate you being real with me. And can I share something that I learned when it was 3 months ago where I paid somebody 10K. By the way, if it's less than 10K for this, but when I paid somebody 10K for 3 months of coaching for like sales stuff that he taught me that I feel like would really, really help you.
Please, if you want to share.
Do you know what, and I'll dive into what we do in a sec, by the way, as well. Like, we're almost done with discovery. We're almost done, I promise. We're almost done. But like with fear, right? Like, did you know that fear and like having courage to be brave, like, did you know fear is actually a learned trait? Because at the end of the day, when you're young and you just eat things off the ground and you literally, aren't scared of the consequences. The only reason you're scared of the consequences is because your parents say, don't do that, don't do that. So I remember in the discovery process I went through with my mentor, I was like, I'm scared to, say this or say that on a call. And, he went through the classic like line of questioning, whatever it was. And then he taught me this. But he said, fear is actually a learned trait because you don't have it when you're younger because you don't know the consequences. So you would have learned to not be brave at some point in your life. So where does that actually come from for you? Like, you're not having the bravery to do what you want. Where does that come from?
Yeah, probably from my older brother a little bit. I have a 9-year-old older brother who makes me, or made me back then, very scared because he was troubled a bit. What else? A lot of the times that I did stand up and say what I thought or what I wanted, there was a lot of things that went wrong or were a bit too intense and too dramatic or too hurtful. Fear is a learned trait. And when did I learn? Which specific fear are we talking about?
The fear that means you don't have the bravery to hit your goals and live the life you want to be living. It's your life. It's not mine.
Yeah. Some things are universal experiences too, Like fear is something we all feel. What's stopping me from living the life that I could be living?
It's the bravery, right? Because if you found the bravery,
I'm a
very cliche question.
I'm a licensed skydiver, just FYI.
Yeah. I mean, I'm scared of women, but I'm not scared to challenge prospects. So overall, you can be not scared to jump out of planes, but you might not have the bravery to start a business, right? Fear is different. I'm fucking terrified of women, bro. But I love these conversations. I don't know why. I'm fucking terrified of women. But anyway, if you found the bravery, like in business, because you've got the bravery in skydiving, right? But if you found the bravery in business, super cliche question, what sort of life would you be living right now if you found the bravery?
I'd be bowling.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So now I've taken you through consequence, right? Or the cost. Again, if you don't want to do it today, don't do it. Don't do it, right? I'm not going to twist you up.
No,
if you don't find the bravery, though, seriously.
You showed me value, you showed me authenticity. Yeah. That's what I was asking you for.
Right. If you don't find the bravery, though, like what likelihood do you have to live the life you want to be living if you don't find that bravery?
0.
Okay. So again, this is what I learned as well. I'm going to empower you before I speak to you about what we do. So know that you can become the person that you can be, make you feel confident about being that person, right? So the way it works, final part of the process is empowering you to have the confidence you can have, right? So when you step up into the person you can be, that has the bravery to do what they want and lives a life completely fearlessly, not just in skydiving, but the same way that you've been skydiving and you're not scared of that anymore, you transfer that into your life of business. When you step up and you have the bravery, what sort of person do you want to be?
The person I always imagined myself I could be.
And who's that? Like, what's different about that person?
That person stands straight and isn't afraid of doing anything, really. Even if it means selling someone something or putting myself out there or starting a business. So yeah.
How much would that mean to you, though? Cheesy as hell. How much would that mean to you, being the guy?
Yeah, it would mean everything, being that guy.
What we do, by the way, is 5.8K. So I'm never going to sit here and say that that's going to take you exactly where you want to go. But, overall, it's not like ridiculous. I can walk you through exactly how it is structured. And then finally, I've got to the point, but were those 15 minutes worth it?
Like a few points you shared were definitely worth it, yeah. Fear is a learned trait. Are we externalizing or internalizing our failures?
A few moments later.
Yeah, and we had a great chat because, again, like with sales ops and everything, it's just a principle in sales that, trust is built when, somebody believes that you genuinely have their best interests at heart. So it's called moral authority. Like the reason why you trust your parents when you're young is because, the reason why they tell you to do something and you just follow it straight away is because you genuinely believe that they've got your best interests at heart. And for me, like, as I mentioned, like I've invested a few times, plenty of times before, and a few times it hasn't worked out, whatever. But I genuinely wish the best for everyone who invests into themselves, and I find it truly fulfilling seeing people get results. Right, so I want you to win. I genuinely do. But yeah, it's as simple as that. So it's going to be a journey. It's going to be a sacrifice, but we both know that. But yeah, I'm excited for you. So yeah, super simple.
I'm definitely in. Let's go. And yeah, like just about that note, like I can see that you're a genuinely good person, Will, and I trust that and you're a smart guy. So I'm pretty excited to see the kind of person you're gonna grow into in the future. I'm sure you're gonna be helping out a lot of people.
It's not about me, it's about you though. It's about you today and you taking that leap out of the plane because it's a life defining moment, right? But I appreciate
just sharing, man. Like I'm 6-7 years your senior, and I just appreciate the energy I see from you. So I think it's important to say.
I appreciate it.
Let's go. We can make it about me, sure.